Hey brothers and sisters, we've got our work cut out for us. Our communities are dealing with real challenges, and our churches are stretched thin, trying to do more with fewer resources. However, the Black church has always been something more than a place to worship. It's a launching pad for change, and right now, our roles are more important than ever. As we discussed in our previous video, how to empower your congregation through political uncertainty, the Black church has a vital role in leading our community forward, and this requires financial resources. This video is for pastors and church leaders who want real strategies on how to build economic strength, not just for your church, but for the people and the community you serve. That means we need to talk about funding. That means you need to get serious about trying to create real impact. We'll be providing practical steps and strategies throughout this video. And to help you retain this information, we will be providing our famed quick quizzes throughout the video. So be sure to watch all of it carefully. But before we talk strategy, let's call out what we're actually dealing with. Our people, our community are actually carrying generations of weight. Everything from slavery to segregation to redefining the wage gap. And let's not ignore policy shifts. When laws change, it hits our people the hardest. Programs disappear, resources shrink, and support systems get cut. And then we're left scrambling trying to hold it all together. And this puts extra demand on the church to provide additional support, which requires additional funding. And on top of all that, when the economy takes a dip, our congregation feels it fastest. Jobs are lost, incomes drop, and giving is less. And as we discussed in empowering our congregation through political uncertainty, these economic vulnerabilities highlight the need for proactive empowerment strategies. Yet these strategies require financial backing to be effective. That's why we can't ignore these realities or sugarcoat them. Our job is to respond with heart, with strategy, and with funding. This work takes funding, not just prayer. Okay, here is our first quick quiz. There are 2 questions. What are some of the systematic issues that continue to impact our community? And number 2, why is funding essential for addressing these issues? Leave your answers in the comments below, and I'll try to answer all of them. Justice isn't optional. It's our assignment. Let's talk plain here. If we're not confronting systems that are holding our people back, we're missing the mission. Pastors, your voices matter. Your platform matters. Continue to use it to push for change. Start with education. Push for fair funding, better schools, and resources for our children. Advocacy in these areas require real resources to organize and mobilize communities. Then move to economic justice. Fight for living wages, access to affordable housing, and access to health care. These are the same areas in the video of how to empower your congregation through political uncertainty, emphasizes financial literacy and community development, both of which requires funding to implement and sustain. And after that, we have to keep pressing on criminal justice reform. We have to call out bias, we have to support reentry efforts, and we have to end mass incarceration. Now, these efforts require funding for legal services, they require funding for rehabilitation, they also require funding for community outreach. And finally, let's not forget voting rights. We have to encourage registration, turnout, and civic engagement. And this is where long-term change begins. Funding is essential for voter education, transportation to polls, and to combat voter suppression. Advocacy is ministry. Fighting for justice is ministry. But let's keep it real. This type of work requires resources, funding. Now here's our second quick quiz. There are 2 questions. What are some key areas where the church can advocate for social justice? And the second question, why is it important for the church to be involved in these issues? Leave your answers in the comments below. You know this. Partnerships make the work go further. And you don't have to do this alone. In fact, you shouldn't. Collaborations change the game. It brings more hands, more wisdom, more resources. As we highlighted in the video, how to empower your congregation through political uncertainty, Partnerships are crucial for economic empowerment. In fact, partnerships often lead to increased funding and resources. And to help you keep track of all this information, we've created a social justice funding checklist, and it'll help you keep track with easy step-by-step actions. And we'll tell you how to get it in just a bit. Here's who you need in your corner. Start with individual supporters, those inside and outside your congregation. Invite them to donate, invite them to volunteer, invite them to advocate. Individual donations are a vital source of funding. Next, take a look at nonprofit foundations, many of which support this kind of work. Show them impact and share your stories. Foundations can be a significant part of your funding as well. Also consider partnering with educational institutions as well. Places like job training, mentoring, and workforce development. And don't skip on government agencies as well. There are grants and funding opportunities as well as policy partners out there. Just don't rely on them too long because government agencies often close or change depending on who's in charge at the time. But just check them out. There's often significant fundings for many of the programs we talked about earlier. And also check in with local businesses. They can often offer sponsorships, donations, and sometimes job opportunities for the community. Corporate donations and sponsorships can often be a valuable funding source for your programs. And finally, link arms with community organizations, the ones that share your mission. These partnerships can often open doors to more resources and widen your reach. Collaborative fundraising efforts can maximize impact as well as increase funding. When you build the right partnerships, you're not just strengthening your programs, you're creating a network of organizations that can not only support your church, but also support your congregants. Now here's our third quick quiz with 2 questions. Who are some key partners the church can collaborate with? And the second question, how do partnerships benefit this church's social justice work and funding efforts? Leave your questions in the comments below. Now, let's talk about leading with vision and funding with intention. You're not just leading a congregation, you're shaping a legacy. And this is the same visionary leadership that we talked about in how to empower your congregation through political uncertainty. And it requires the same strategic dedication to fundraising. And this means you need a clear plan. And that includes a fundraising strategy as well. And you need to set targets. You need to be transparent. You have to show exactly why the money is needed, where it's going, and why it's needed now. People don't mind giving. They just need to see the purpose. Engage your members. Bring them into the fundraising process. Show them why fundraising is needed for these programs because they already know that these programs are important. You just have to show the funding has to go to these programs in order for them to be effective and equip them in how they can help raise funds. Many won't want to make the ask, but many won't mind making introductions to a program that they believe in. Show them how to do that, and then you can come and make the ask as you make the connection to the financial needs of the programs that are needed in the community. Make collaboration a part of your leadership. Keep building relationships inside the church and out in the community. That kind of teamwork helps you stretch your resources and amplify your reach, and that includes fundraising. And don't skip the hard part. Be accountable. Share updates. Talk numbers. People want to know where their money is going and what's happening with the programs that they support. You don't have to be 100% successful. You just have to be transparent, and you just have to ask when you need help. And when you do that, donors will support you for a long time because you're being transparent. They feel like they're involved with the projects. They become one with your program. And when it comes to large donations, don't be afraid to ask. There are folks that can give more, and they actually want to give more when it's to something that truly matters. Invite them into the work. Large donations can significantly impact a church's ability to fund and support social justice initiatives. To learn more about asking and receiving larger gifts, Watch this video on real ways to get your church family to give more generously. And you're not just leading a church, you're shaping a legacy, and funding is essential to make that legacy a reality. Now here's quick quiz number 4. There are 2 questions. Why is clear fundraising strategy essential for church leaders? And the second question, how can leaders foster transparency and accountability in financial matters? Leave your answers in the comments below. Now stay encouraged. This is bigger than us. Now I know this isn't easy, but don't let the weight of the work steal your fire. History shows what we're capable of. The Black church has always been a safe haven, giving food, shelter, and hope. This spirit is still in us. Just do something. Stay grounded, keep building community, and when you get tired, just remember this. You don't have to do everything, but you do have to do something. And if you're one of those folks who can give more, we need you now. Your support helps us make sure no one gets left behind. This isn't an investment in our people, in our future. Funding is an act of faith and a commitment to our community's well-being. And as Eric Thomas would say, we're in miracle territory now. That's that space where faith meets action. Now, here is our 5th quick quiz, and it's 2 questions. What message of encouragement is offered to church leaders? And the second question, what is the call to action for those who can give more? And why is their financial support crucial? Put your answers in the comments below. Now let's get to work. Pastors and church leaders, you've got what it takes. The need is big, but your capacity is bigger. And just as we call for action, we must act here. And that includes securing funding to make things happen. Take what you heard today, put it into practice, and build stronger fundraising systems. Form real partnerships. Don't just pray for resources. Go get them. Develop a strong, proactive approach to funding your programs. We've got communities to serve, programs to build, and lives to change. Let's fund this work the way it deserves to be funded. Let's continue to leave behind a legacy to be proud of. We don't want financial constraints to hinder our ability to serve our community. Here's the 6th and last quick quiz. 2 questions. What's the final call to action for church leaders regarding funding? And the second question, what is the ultimate goal of this work? And how does funding contribute to it? Leave your answers in the comments below. And as I mentioned before, we put together a social justice funding checklist. And this is a step-by-step resource guide to help you get the resources you need to put these practices into place. And for you to receive this checklist, just send us an email at info@wearenfm.com. That's info@wearenfm.com. And if you like this video, you should check out the first part, which is how to empower your congregation through political uncertainty. It's right up here. And thanks for watching. Now let's get to work.